And joining us live now to talk more about what's happening in the United States is William Denzel, live from New York. And William, it seems that Donald Trump is determined to open the economy despite all the expert advice that he's got, from his own advisors and outside of it as well.
That's absolutely right. Of course, the president stating a few weeks ago that he wanted to see the economy opened up by Easter, so we would have seen parts of the economy already opening up, but the president then decided to pull back on those plans, punting that down the line based on some of that recommendations from those public health experts. And what we're really seeing now in the United States is a potentially growing battle between some of the governors in the United States, especially on the two coasts, as you so rightly mentioned, 3 states on the west coast of the US, 7 here on the east coast. Really on the east coast, a coalition led by New York's Governor Andrew Cuomo, with them now saying that they are working as a coalition trying to open up part of the economy. We've heard from Andrew Cuomo speaking on Monday. He said that it was akin to opening up a valve that had to be done very slowly indeed and needed to be done carefully, as long as there was strict casing of public health measures, that social distancing needed to be maintained. Otherwise, he said, we could see the number of deaths again start to spike. So he said that this had to be a very coordinated response. Of course, this came on the same day that US President Donald Trump said that he had total power when it came to the ultimate decision on whether to open up the economy or not. But he also, in the same press conference, said that he wouldn't mind if governors went individually to make those decisions as well. We also have seen an escalation in terms of this growing potential spat on Tuesday with speaking on CNN, Andrew Cuomo coming out and saying that he would ignore the president's advice to open up the economy if he felt it wasn't in the best interest when it comes to the public health of the people of New York. President Trump has just taken to Twitter saying that Andrew Cuomo over the last few weeks was begging on an hourly or daily basis for things like hospitals, beds, ventilators for the states. And now he's asking for independence. President Trump saying simply that won't happen.
Right. But, William, also very quickly then, but more importantly, is the worst really over for the United States? We are hearing reports that the deaths have plateaued, as have new infections. What is the latest on that?
That's certainly the message from New York's Governor Andrew Cuomo. He has said point blank that he believes the worst is over. There were over 650 deaths in New York over the last 24 hours. That's a sharp drop from the previous days that we've seen deaths in New York, at least close to the 800 mark. But of course, there are real concerns about how the US goes forward. There are huge concerns about the amount of testing. Andrew Cuomo says there can only really be a huge reopening of the economy, not just in New York, but in the wider US, if there is more widespread testing to know people's status before they start heading back to work. So any decision to start reopening the economy, the message from both the state governor, Andrew Cuomo, and public health officials is that for any discussions to start reopening the economy, to have people going back to work, must be done very carefully indeed. Otherwise, this plateauing could easily be reversed.
Right. Absolutely. William, thanks very much indeed for joining us with the latest on what's happening in New York specifically and, of course, in the United States as well.